Good evening. I'm Penny Stack Alexander, class of 1978 and chair of the Mercy High School Board of Directors. I'd like to welcome you to our 17th annual Making a Difference benefit from the comfort of your own home. I guess there's got to be a silver lining here with COVID, and that is we're gathered, hundreds of us from across the country, to be focused on raising money for tuition assistance for Mercy Burlingame. And over the course of these many years, we've raised over $3 million in support of tuition assistance. So I'd like to thank you for your continued support. You know, this has been a challenging year for all of us, and I hope that you and your family and friends have remained safe and healthy. I'm happy to report that Mercy High School Burlingame is doing just great, and that's in large part to this wonderful community of support. But we really are quite proud of our leadership team, the tremendous dedication of our faculty and staff, the resiliency of our girls, and the support of their parents and their families. We've all come together to not just persevere, but to thrive. We started this year off welcoming our sisters from Mercy SF, and we've come together as a community, and we can see that tonight as two of the rising seniors from Mercy SF that have joined the community came together and they put together a beautiful video. That's Kaylee Sao and Natalie Hong, and we're so proud of them. And you know, we've stayed focused on excellence inside and outside of the classroom this year. And what we've also done, everything that we've done this year has been focused deeply in our mission. So again, it's a year not just of thriving and persevering, but of coming together as a community. And that's what we're doing tonight. We're coming together in support of financial aid. You're going to hear from a couple of girls who are going to tell you firsthand what your donations have meant to them. And you know that when those girls leave this beautiful 40 acres and go out into our world, that they're going to make a difference in our world and in the lives of others. So again, I thank you for your support, and I say, go Crusaders. I'm now going to turn this over to Kathy Rosario, chair of the Making a Difference. Kathy?
Thank you, Penny. It's my pleasure to also welcome you this evening. It's become a tradition at Making a Difference when we're all together in person to invite all of the alumni to stand and sing the alma mater. Mercy girls, stand up and join in singing our song. From your homes, join in singing along.
Our hearts ring true in pledge of love and loyalty to you. Alma mater, oh glad acres, thee we hail in song. Far from visions, treasured memories, will your name prolong. And down through the years, with courage one will seek the hearts of Mary and her Son. Alma mater, oh glad acres, thee we hail in song. Far from visions, treasured memories, will your name prolong.
Thank you, Mercy Chorale and chorale teacher Victor Cervantes, for a great performance. We've invited two students to join us to begin our program this evening. Junior Carolina Gutierrez Rodriguez will share a brief reflection, and senior and student body president Caroline Callaghy will lead us in Katherine McAuley's Susipe, or as the Mercy girls call it, Catherine's Prayer.
Resilience. Resilience is the ability to fight through a battle for the means of obtaining what you desire, something I am still learning to develop today. It is a trait that means nothing to you until it comes down to the most important moments. Then it means everything. It is all you have to keep you going. It's a decision you need to make for the rest of your life. the decision to get up and keep fighting. Every struggle and hardship I have faced, I focused on what my why is in life. Why is it that I'm in this position in the first place? Why am I still fighting? Why don't I give up already? My why is my future and everything I want to accomplish in my life. Being able to afford Mercy was one of the biggest challenges I have yet to face. Being raised by a single mother was not easy. Being able to go to Mercy was never guaranteed. It has been one of the hardest battles I have faced. Making a Difference scholarship benefit helped me accomplish my goal and made it possible for me to go to Mercy. I will forever be grateful for our donors who have given me endless opportunities and helped me grow as a person. Receiving a good education and a great community was my why on why I never gave up. Sacrifices were made, my goals were accomplished, and battles were won. I have learned to never surrender. The key to success is to fight. Find your why and fight for that, and never give up. I'm grateful for all those who believed in me and never gave up on me.
My God, I am yours for time and eternity. Teach me to cast myself entirely into the arms of your loving providence, with a lively, unlimited confidence in your compassionate, tender pity. Grant, O most merciful Redeemer, that whatever you ordain or permit may be acceptable to me. Take from my heart all painful anxiety. Let nothing sadden me but sin, nothing delight me but the hope of coming to the possession of you, my God and my all, in your everlasting kingdom. Amen.
Thank you, Carolina and Caroline. We've waited a year to share this video with you. Last year, when we had planned to be in person for Making a Difference, we were going to honor the 4 Sisters of Mercy who were former principals of Mercy Burlingame. When COVID-19 placed us in shelter in place and our event became virtual, we decided to hold off until this year. Well, here we are. So today, we will honor these 4 women with this Katherine McAuley Award, and we begin with this beautiful video of the sisters.
I was principal at Mercy High School Burlingame from 1969 to 1975. That was 50 years ago. When I realized what the whole world was going through at that time was a huge upheaval, and all the walkouts at San Francisco State, those affected the students a great deal, and affected us too, about how we're going to handle this new kind of way of being a teenager. Our students at that time really came from varied backgrounds. We had, to my memory, about 500 students. We put modular scheduling into our curriculum on the 3rd year that I was principal. That would be 71. And that was a very new thing in Catholic high school education. I think we're the first ones to do that. One of the big things we did was to really upgrade the tennis courts so that they became official in their size. We launched a dance program which was the result of the extended campus program in prior years. By having this dance program, our students began to own the beauty of their bodies and how it could express itself. We were mainly sisters on the faculty, and what each one of us did was turn our salary back into the school, so that you might look upon as kind of scholarships for students. Now, there are no sisters in the high school. Therefore, their salaries are not poured back into the high school. And so this Making a Difference scholarship program is the answer, really, to having a wonderful, diverse student body. God has certainly watched over this school and has enabled the leadership to really carry on our charism of mercy.
I served as principal at Mercy Burlingame from 1975 until 1980. As a new principal, I think I was very blessed by the faculty. I couldn't have asked for a better group of teachers. In the early 1960s, Vatican II was an ecumenical council held worldwide in the church, and it ended, I believe, in 1965. I think after Vatican II, there was an invitation to involve lay people in church leadership. In some ways, I feel that I learned as much from the students and faculty and staff as I led them to learn anything. We found a vocabulary for some of the things that we call part of our mercy values or mercy carism, about social justice, care for our environment, trying to root out racism wherever we find it. Our view of religion turned outward more, I think, so that we were seeing the church in the world. I think we were just beginning to realize the importance of cultivating a fund to assist students and devote time and energy to beginning to see the need to raise money. At this point, I think it's crucial to the future of our schools to be able to offer some financial assistance. It's most needed that we continue to work hard in this area. Just being on this campus, I think, was an influence on the students. To have an environment like this, it's a very precious gift.
In 1982, when the Sisters of Mercy asked me if I would be willing to step up and be principal, I said, okay, I'll do it for 2 years. 2 years stretched out, and it was very exciting. At the beginning of my tenure, actually the absolute biggest challenge was being an all-girls school. More than 10 girls' schools closed, and so it was a constant worry. We had a lot of challenges in enrollment, in finance. When I came into the school, things were needing a lot of attention. One of the elements that kind of got us through the 80s was our just enormous commitment to the education of women. And we were so committed to being an all-women's school that I think it gave us further strength and longevity. October 17th, 1989, 5:04, I'm sitting at my desk, and the whole building shook and moved and went back and forth. The building basically was cracked. Within 4 days, that was on Tuesday, on Monday we opened again. And then it was a 2 to 3 year process where we essentially replaced almost 90% of the brick facade. There was no structural damage to the school. It was really to the credit of the faculty and the staff, all the teachers, all the students, that we were able to just kind of carry on. In the course of the 80s, enrollment was up, finances were better, planning was in place, and interestingly enough, we ended up basically with a new building. Certainly throughout my time at Mercy and the following years at Mercy, financial aid has always been a focus. It has now made a difference in so many young women's lives that it is, I think it was probably not even imagined in our time that it could get to this scale. The Sisters of Mercy have always been focused in the Mercy High School environment on the community that's there. In my time as an administrator, it was extremely important that we were working with the whole faculty, and at that time there were less sisters. The leadership was really coming from what we used to call the lay faculty. Those were the school leaders, and I think that's one of the threads that's continued all the way through to today. Someone like Natalie, who was a student there, who went through that whole experience, now to be the head of school, it kind of doesn't get any better than that.
I served at Mercy as the principal from 1993 to 2003. I was fortunate to have people to work with who assisted me, plus they also had been given, delegated, authority to do the curriculum, to help with the girls' sports, to be the dean. And so those pieces had already been delegated out. I started trying to have a lens of mercy in my decisions that I was making. I didn't always do that, but I tried to look at things and say, what would be the merciful way? What would be the compassionate way? I had several goals. One was many of the schools had gone co-ed, and we value being a single-gender, all-girls high school. So we really needed to put a lot of attention into recruitment. In addition, it was a time of great progress in technology. And when we first started, we needed to meet the needs. We needed to be able to make sure our two buildings were connected, and our students certainly needed everything they could have. The hardest day was 9/11. The teachers, everybody pulled together, supported each other. I happened to be outside meeting parents as they came to pick up their daughters. One of them happens to be our current head of school, Natalie Sirigliano. And Natalie told me this just a few years ago. She goes, I'll never forget you, the principal, saying, I need your help. A challenge for me was to try to work the plan through so that a gymnasium on the property would be approved. The desire to have a gym would greatly, greatly help facilitate us. In looking back over the years I've had, I see what a difference people's donations have made. Mercy Burlingame is a very strong school academically, spiritually, and with its student body. So we thank everyone who has made donations to the school, who has made sacrifices for the school, and helped keep it moving into the future so well.
Sisters, that video was truly an inspiration to each of us. You gave so much to Mercy through so many impactful times in our world. I am so grateful to each of you, and I'm so honored to be able to give the Katherine McAuley Award to you today. To Sister Amy, you hired me and gave me this opportunity to be part of the Mercy community. To Sister Roseanne, you and I started together our Mercy journey, and I had the joy of working with you for 10 years. And to Sister Marguerite and to Sister Janet, I've gotten to know you over these 28 years, and what a gift it has been. To each of you, you have been part of my journey at Mercy, but you have given to so many women who have walked these halls at Mercy, who have been a part of your life, but you have been the part of so many lives and touched the lives of so many women of Mercy. So today, I'd like to present to you the Katherine McAuley Award. The Katherine McAuley Award is presented to a person or group who represents a commitment to Katherine McAuley's vision and the education of young women. Through their support, the recipients of this award have enabled us to prepare our students to be women of faith, influence, and compassionate service. The young women at Mercy today are our future. The recipients of this award have joined with Mercy in educating young women not only for success in college, but for life. In 2005, we awarded the first Katherine McAuley Award to the Sisters of Mercy. It is my great honor to be able to present each of you with this award today for your leadership as principals of our beloved Mercy High School, Burlingame. We have gathered down today at Marion Oaks to present Sister Marguerite with her award. Sister Marguerite was principal from 1969 to 1975 and led the school at a time when there was so much going on in the world. We are so grateful to her for her leadership and for her continued support of Mercy High School Burlingame. She has been with us through all the years and is such a support today. It is such a joy for me to be able to present Sister Marguerite with her award today. Sister Marguerite.
What a beautiful award. Thank you so much, Mary. This means such a great deal. That time at Mercy was very, very special and very challenging. We were in the late 60s and lots was going on, as you said. So I am grateful to God for Mercy and all that it stands for. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to invite Sister Janet, principal from 1975 to 1980, to join me and receive her award. Sister Janet led Mercy at a time when more and more lay people were joining the faculty. She laid the groundwork for Mercy today. Sister Janet, please come forward and join me to receive your award.
Thank you so much. This award means a great deal. I loved my years at Mercy. I learned so much from the students, the staff, the families. It was a great 5 years. Thank you.
Sister Amy, please join me. Thanks to your leadership as principal from 1982 to 1993, we are here today in the Cole Mansion. You led the charge to save the school after the 1989 earthquake. Thank you so much, and please join me right here in the reception room.
Thank you so very much. I'm more grateful than you know, and those were really very wonderful years. So thank you.
Sister Roseanne, thanks to your leadership as principal from 1993 to 2003, you built an incredible sense of community among the parents and the students and the foundation for a strong advancement program that continues at Mercy today. Please join me to receive your award.
Oh, thank you very, very much. This is beautiful. Such a reminder of the years I was here at Mercy and of all the people who made Mercy so wonderful and continue to make it wonderful. Thank you very much.
A Mercy education is rigorous and challenging, but also personal, spiritual, and supportive. This year, for the first time, we have 2 student speakers. With the sad closure of Mercy San Francisco last June, we admitted 39 Mercy transfer students to our Mercy community in August. We felt that it was important in this year of transition that we have 2 speakers, one girl from Mercy San Francisco and one who's been at Mercy Burlingame for 4 years. I'd like to introduce our first student speaker, Jenna Canicosa. Jenna is a transfer student from Mercy San Francisco. She's an AP and highest honors student, an athlete, and this year she was elected to the senior council at Mercy B. We are all one in Mercy and are thrilled to have Jenna present to us tonight. Jenna?
Good evening. I'm honored to be talking to you today. I'm so excited to share my story about my experience as a Mercy student, beginning at Mercy San Francisco and now at Mercy Burlingame. My aunties were Mercy SF alumni, so the Mercy community was no stranger to me. When I shadowed at Mercy High School in San Francisco, I instantly fell in love with the sisterhood. The students all felt comfortable and were not afraid to express themselves. I was admitted into Mercy and was fortunate enough to receive tuition assistance, which gave me the opportunity to participate in Mercy's Women in Technology program. In addition, I was ecstatic to continue my Catholic education and pursue my interest in STEM. I am the youngest of 4 children. I had 2 brothers in college and a sister in private school when I started freshman year. My parents were grateful for the substantial tuition assistance I received at Mercy. From the day I stepped onto the Mercy campus, I took advantage of the small school size by embracing every opportunity offered. I joined multiple clubs, played volleyball and track, and was a part of the student government. I appreciated the school's bright community and bonded with my peers and teachers. The strong relationships I had built made it easy for me to ask my teachers if they wanted to participate in our events such as the Christmas Assembly or cheer at our games against Mercy B, the most exciting games of the year, Mercy versus Mercy. Everything seemed perfect until January 10, 2020, when Mercy announced they were closing. The whole Mercy community was left in utter shock. Questions filled my head. Where was I going to school next year? Will I get to graduate with my friends? There was a mixture of emotion going through the Mercy SF community. Some people were mad that nothing was done to save the school. Some were sad, but some were hopeful, trying to find ways to keep the school open. Ultimately, the next step became applying to new schools while making the most of our last semester at Mercy San Francisco. Throughout all the chaos, Missy B and the Mercy Burlingame community were the first to open their doors to us. Within a few days, they planned and hosted an open house. During the opening speech, Missy B provided reassurance that we are one Mercy, explaining that there is no longer Mercy SF and Mercy Burlingame, and now we are one community. As a junior, graduation was on my mind. She told us she hoped to be able to create a special diploma for our class with the seals of both Mercy SF and Mercy Burlingame. Knowing that Missy B was willing to go the extra mile to make us feel welcome convinced me that I wanted to complete my Mercy education at Mercy Burlingame. As a transfer student, I was glad to see that the school had already multiple events planned for us to meet the campus and get to know other students. I know that no other school would have put as much effort to make the Mercy SF transfers feel welcome to the new community. Just when I thought I could no longer receive any more devastating news, the COVID-19 pandemic hit and changed everything. Trying to find acceptance of the school closure was difficult, and now we couldn't even get to say goodbye to the school we loved, to the campus, to our teachers, or each other. Human interaction was minimized to little boxes on Zoom. This prevented anyone from having closure and became a lonely time. I started my senior year at Mercy B in distance learning. It was so hard as all of the interactions with my new teachers were on Zoom, and meeting my new classmates were in quick breakout rooms. It was difficult for my friends and I to build new relationships, and there didn't seem to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Then, Missy B announced that Mercy had planned a special retreat for the transfer students. This would be the opportunity to go visit Mercy SF for one last time. During the retreat, my classmates and I, who hadn't seen each other in person since March 2020, all bonded by cracking jokes and sharing memories inside our old classrooms and the Barrett cafeteria. From there, we traveled to Mercy Burlingame to be welcomed by our new classmates. We experienced what it means to be part of the Mercy sisterhood in a way we couldn't have imagined a year ago. Without a doubt, 2020 has been the most challenging year of my life. Mercy understood our loss and our need to say goodbye in order to begin to heal and embrace a new Mercy community. We are the only Mercy SF transfers who were given the opportunity to say goodbye to our campus, while others weren't given this gift. Now I understand what Missy B meant when she said we are one Mercy, because we are all a part of the Mercy community. I want to thank all the donors who made my education at Mercy San Francisco possible, and especially all those who support making a difference. I am thankful that because of your generosity, Mercy was able to match the amount of tuition assistance that I had received at Mercy San Francisco. You have given me the gift to continue my Mercy education, and I will forever be grateful. Next year, I plan to major in computer science and can confidently say that my Mercy education has prepared me for whatever challenges life gives me next. Thank you.
Jenna, you truly captured the impact this past year has had on you and all those who were part of the Mercy San Francisco community. We're so grateful you chose Mercy Burlingame and continue to be part of the Mercy Sisterhood. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our second speaker, Senior Asupa Mila. Asupa is an all-around Mercy girl, an athlete, an admissions ambassador, a Link crew leader. Asupa attended St. Elizabeth Seton Catholic School in Palo Alto and is actively involved in her local parish. At Mercy, she's part of the Admissions Crusader crew, a student ambassador, and an honor student. Her spirit and drive are evident to all who know her.
Hi, I'm Asupa Mila, and I'm currently a senior at Mercy. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story with you. I will be the first person in my family to go to college, and as a young girl, my parents wanted to ensure that my siblings and I had more opportunities than they had. A good education was key. My parents both work full-time as caregivers. I have 2 younger siblings, and as the oldest, I have the responsibility for caring for them when my parents are working. Faith and community have always been an important part of my family and of my life, and my family is very active in our church community. At St. Paul's in Burlingame, my father is a Tongan Church's vice secretary and vice warden. My mother is an altar guild member and a Sunday school teacher, which my younger brother is also a part of. My younger sister altar serves with me, and I'm in the church's youth group, and an additional youth group for the Asia American Episcopal Ministries. Coming from a low-income family in East Palo Alto, scholarship and educational programs have afforded me academic success. When we talked about high school, my family wanted me to continue my Catholic education, ensuring not only outstanding academics and extracurriculars, but a community that would help me deepen my faith. I attended St. Elizabeth Seton School. Since the 5th grade, I've been in the Peninsula Bridge program, which provides low-income students with academic and personal support during middle school years through college graduation. During my high school application process, I had the assistance of a Peninsula Bridge mentor, Virginia Pegley, who suggested that I apply to Mercy Burlingame. I thought to myself that it was too far and that I wouldn't fit in an all-girls school, but I agreed to give it a try, so I signed up for a shadow date. I did not know what to expect, but by day's end, I definitely knew where I wanted to attend high school. I instantly fell in love with everything about Mercy. I loved the sense of community that I felt, the friendships that I saw, the relationships between the students and the teachers, the variety of sports and clubs. Everything about Mercy just made me feel right at home. My parents and I had concerns about committing to Mercy and the sacrifices we would need to make. I would have to commute daily from East Palo Alto to Burlingame. This meant that my dad would drive me to the train station, where I would take the train and then a shuttle to campus, which took a lot of time out of my day. My parents also worried about paying the tuition, but they saw how much I wanted to go to Mercy, and they were determined to ensure that I would enroll. So, my parents worked with the Peninsula Bridge program, and with Mercy, I was fortunate enough to get almost all of my tuition covered. I was so excited to start my high school career at Mercy, but it was harder than I thought it would be. It's hard to believe now, but as a freshman, I was really shy. I did not know anyone because no one from my middle school went to Mercy. Not long after school started, I was taken under the wing of 2 upperclassmen, Thile, who was a senior and student body officer, and Naite, a junior. These 2 girls, who I'm very close with, helped me with my classes, make new friends, and they even hung out with me during and after school. I realized that this is what it means to truly be a Mercy girl, by caring for each other and reaching out to others in need of guidance on their Mercy journey, even if you don't know them. My commute to school was also difficult to get used to, but I learned how to use public transportation on my own while making new friends that took the same train and shuttle as me. This was a challenge during my sports seasons of basketball and track, as we don't have an on-campus gym. After school, I would stay on campus until 5 o'clock so that my father could pick me up and drive me to the off-site gym, where he waited patiently in the car until I was finished. It was a family commitment that made for long days, but it was well worth it. I love being a student athlete. This has been an important part of my Mercy experience, as I've learned so much about being a part of a team. I have grown incredibly as a student these past 4 years, improving each semester. Initially, I was struggling and was too nervous to ask for help. But as my teachers noticed, they reached out to me. I was cared for by all my teachers who offered help before, during, and after school, and especially now that we're in distance learning. I am now comfortable with facing academic challenges, and I know I'm well prepared for college. I've taken advantage of all Mercy has to offer. Of all the activities I've been involved in, being a student ambassador is one of the most I am proud of, because I was interviewed and chosen to be a part of it. Here, I am able to demonstrate Mercy's value of hospitality while serving as a leader and a representative of the school for prospective students and their families during the admission process. Mercy has given me a great opportunity, a great community, and an education that will give me a foundation for my future, as well as lifelong friendships. Tonight, I want to express my gratitude to Mercy. My goal is to become a social worker after college. I want to continue to make the community a better place and give others opportunities like I have been given. I'm also grateful to the Peninsula Bridge for its continued support of me during high school years and forward through my college career. To my parents, thank you for always being there for me and for the many sacrifices you've made for me in order to get me to where I am today. To the rest of my family, thank you for your love and support. Everything you've done for me never goes unnoticed. To the Mercy High School Board of Directors, Miss CB, the faculty and staff, and all of the Making a Difference donors, thank you. Your generosity makes a big difference. Give all you can tonight. The future of Mercy depends on you. I promise when I can, I will join you in giving back. Thank you.
Jenna and Asupa, your speeches were from the heart. They were just beautiful, and I want to thank each of you for sharing your story with us tonight. Your story is the story of so many young women. So many young women want to be at Mercy Burlingame. And the only thing that keeps them from being here is the cost of a Mercy education. Tonight, Making a Difference is about helping to bridge that cost. Tonight, Making a Difference raises money for tuition assistance. Natalie is going to talk to you more about that later on. I'm just giving you a little hint to take out your checkbooks now, take out your credit cards, so that you'll have them ready at the end when she talks to you about giving. So now I'm going to turn it back over to Kathy as she prepares to introduce to you our keynote speaker for this evening.
I'm very excited to introduce our keynote speaker, Vashti Sinagayan, from Mercy class of 1999. I've known Vashti since she was a freshman at Mercy as a classmate of my daughter, Gina. Vashti was co-athlete of the year and student body office vice president. She received her bachelor's degree in health science, healthcare administration from San Jose State University, and her master's in public administration and human resource management from Notre Dame de Namur University. Vashti is a recently appointed member of the board of directors here at Mercy. She works as a staff human resources manager at UCSF.
Good evening, everyone. I want to first thank Natalie, Mary, the Making a Difference Steering Committee, the board of directors, the students, and the Mercy community for allowing me this honor to share my story with you tonight. We come together at a time where each of us has experienced extreme challenges in our lives, and where making a difference seems a bit more strained or revolving in our list of priorities. However, in the face of hardships and struggle, I can honestly say that is when being a Mercy Girl can become a source of power and strength. It was in the fall of 1995 when I first entered the historic front doors of Cole Mansion as a young girl who was excited to embrace a whole new journey on my own. You see, prior to that, I had 9 years of Catholic school education under my belt from St. Timothy's School in San Mateo. And prior to that, I already shared half of my adolescent life with my twin brother, Voltaire, starting in my mother's womb. As a daughter of immigrants from the Philippines and growing up in an Asian culture, I already faced my first struggles in feeling secondary to my brother. Even though I was first born by 1 hour, excelled in sports, especially in softball, received decent grades as far as trying to stay on honor roll, and was even student body president at St. Tim's, it still seemed not enough in comparison to whatever my brother accomplished. That's why when my parents gave my brother and I the opportunity to go to Mercy and Sarah for high school, I told myself that I would do whatever it took in making my mark and establishing my identity, so that I would not be left in the shadows solely because of my gender. On top of this, I also dealt with the weight of being unique, not only by name, but also in being a person of color, who was always looked upon differently when I entered the room, or who did not see someone who looked like me that I could immediately relate to. I mean, how many Vashtis have you come across in your lifetime who at a young age was struggling with their place in the world? That was my cross to bear in continuously proving my existence and worth throughout every stage in my personal and professional life. How does one build character and become a strong, ambitious, and resilient woman when everything feels like the odds are stacked against them? My answer is mercy, and the mission and values I learned all those years ago that continue to guide how I see the world and how I deal with adversity today. At Mercy, the doors of opportunity were wide open and abundant. Within my 4 years, I received a top-notch education, various accolades in sports as a 3-sport athlete, volleyball, basketball, and softball. I gained confidence as a leader in student council, where being SBO VP was my most favorite position, and establishing lifelong friendships that, like water and the air that we breathe, I cannot live without. After 20+ years, the sisterhood is real and just as strong as the days we all first met. One of those friends said it best when she said, "The friends we gained at Mercy are the siblings that God forgot to give us." It is amazing to think how an institution can have so much impact and influence in the development of young women and be a place where they are given a platform to own their uniqueness, to shine bright, instilling within them a sense of purpose and a promise that by believing in each other, we can and we will succeed in whatever path we take in our lives. That unconditional support and foundation could be seen in the classrooms where our teachers constantly devoted their time and expertise in helping us see the importance of women in history, and allowed us to read stories where the hero was a woman instead of the damsel in distress. We learned the power of our spirituality and given the freedom to establish our own relationship with our faith through the amazing liturgies that left us with a lingering feeling of compassion and commitment to being a good person. From all the coaches, we learned the key aspects of teamwork, disciplined, and how having a competitive edge could be beneficial, not only in the game, but also in life. And if there is anything that still stands out to me as the epitome of empowerment, it was through the stadium-sized energy that stemmed from our famous spirit rallies, where you are witness to a sea of colors in representation of each class and the vibrant soul of diversity that flourished through the smiles and laughter of each Mercy girl. Seeing young girls empowering each other and supporting each other is a sight that is uplifting and unforgettable. But if we look back at the history of Mercy that was created by our foundress, Katherine McAuley, it is not that much of a surprise, because she envisioned a world where she was confident Mercy girls and women of mercy would be able to firmly stand, equipped with strong minds, healing hands, and a compassionate heart. She knew that if we kept up this legacy, especially through education, that we would be doing our part in the world to foster and encourage those who would become the next line of pioneers, groundbreakers, and change makers, ready and resilient to take on every challenge that came their way. Katherine's sacrifices and courage to build a better society for women allowed us to stretch further beyond our goals and dreams and created a culture of mercy that continues to cultivate a land of change that is vast, mighty, and unwavering. As a Mercy girl, we all have a little bit of that Katherine spirit within us, beaming a light of hope, determination, and self-respect, especially when we fall or feel like giving up. In my life, I have failed, suffered tremendous loss, made mistakes and bad decisions that at times I wish I had a magic wand to erase. But does that make me any less successful or appreciative of the life I have lived thus far, or the dreams I'm still chasing? No. It is because of those lived experiences and lessons learned that have helped me persevere and overcome each and every change that has tested my faith in God and in myself. Oprah once said, "Challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. Don't fight them. Just find a new way to stand." And standing is what we are doing, firm and strong and with purpose. I remember when I was at San Jose State and I made the hard decision to change majors from nursing to health science, not knowing if that was going to alter my professional future in the long run. I found a new way to stand, and that decision paved my career path 16 years later. When I got into the workforce that was in a male-dominated environment, and the seats at the leadership table were minimal, especially for women of color, I found a new way to stand and earned my seat at the table, creating more opportunities for other women as a hiring manager. When I was pursuing a master's degree in Notre Dame and balancing the stresses of how to pay for that education, on top of also dealing with my mom's illnesses, with cancer and end-stage renal failure as our main caregiver, I found a new way to stand and graduated with honors as I helped my mom through her recovery, where she is cancer-free and by the grace of God and lots of prayers, received a life-saving kidney transplant. When I applied to my dream organization in 2007 and received a rejection letter stating that I did not have enough experience, I found a new way to stand, and I am proud to say that in 2017, I was finally accepted at that dream organization, UCSF, only to have my dad suddenly pass away 3 days after my first day on the job. I'm not going to lie, that absolutely broke me, where I felt unbalanced and defeated. I worried that my manager and team did not know me enough to believe in my potential and that I would lose my job. But that was not the case. They knew from the first day they met me that I was a person that they could invest in because I displayed compassion, determination, and possessed high caliber experience for the improvements they wanted to implement in their HR operations. My work ethic and motivation to get through the pain came from the fundamentals I developed at Mercy in believing in myself, as well as harnessing the strength from my Mercy sisters who never gave up on me and who allowed me to lean on them for support so that I could firmly stand up again. Fast forward to the present, being a staff HR manager at UCSF is a dream fulfilled. In this position, I get to oversee the HR business operations that includes areas like employee advocacy, professional development, as well as serving as the lead senior advisor to the leadership team within the Department of OBGYN and Reproductive Sciences. I am confident that Mercy prepared me for this role because I am constantly in the presence of innovative and brilliant women who are compassionate, hardworking, and who are developing research to advance women's health, and who are defying the odds in reproductive sciences. Ironically enough, my direct manager graduated from Mercy High School in San Francisco, and who is a role model for me because she is a woman of color in leadership and is a constant support of encouragement, who is always pushing me to strive for excellence in my career. Reflecting back at where I started and where I am now, it is clear that Mercy has always been a guiding force, navigating my path and showing me that my purpose is to be a role model and a champion of change for the Mercy community. Because I owe it to every Mercy girl, especially those of color, that someone who they can relate to can succeed and will have the ability to open doors of opportunities for them someday. I know I was privileged to receive a Mercy education from parents who grew up with very limited means and who sacrificed all that they had so that I could live out my dreams and be something greater. Giving back and staying connected to the Mercy community has opened up a network of endless possibilities that only makes serving on the Mercy Board of Directors all the more fun, impactful, and worthwhile. Being part of the board has given me a renewed sense of purpose and a way to show existing and future girls that I'm a proud product of a Mercy education and that I'm just keeping their seat warm until it's their turn to lead. For those that know me, they know that speaking with you tonight and being vulnerable about my story is something that I normally would not do. It is hard enough for me to talk about myself with one person, let alone 300 people virtually. But they also know that I'm someone who has made it their life's work to help those in need, championing for the underserved and being an advocate for women. So making a difference, especially in the life of a Mercy girl and a girl destined to be a Mercy girl, is important to me. We walk through doors every day, some that are open and others that are closed for now. But tonight, we have that opportunity to become that key that opens multiple doors in providing a pathway of success, especially to a girl who may not have the opportunity to thank you in person for your donation, but who will honor that gift by being the best versions of themselves and leading a merciful life in service and in gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vashti, for sharing your story and your love for Mercy. I remember as a freshman, you were the senior whose smile always shone bright in the hallways. You made us freshmen feel at home. Thank you for continuing to let your light of mercy shine for all of us. Before anything, I want to once again congratulate and thank our previous principals. Sister Marguerite, Sister Janet, Sister Amy, and my principal, Sister Roseanne. Congratulations on receiving the Katherine McAuley Award. During your years of leadership, you strengthened Mercy, and you shared your personal touch and deep commitment to the Mercy mission. I have no doubt in my mind that Mercy is still standing because of the decisions you made to survive the obstacles of your times. Your leadership highlighted that every generation has its challenges, and while ours will likely be defined by COVID, there is one common factor that we all share, regardless of the year in which we led, and that is the ongoing need for financial assistance. We are in a time where the cost of education is only continuing to rise, and yet our mission continues to speak loudly that we must provide the opportunity for all young women alike to receive a Mercy education. I think Vashti said it best when she said that tonight we have that opportunity to become the key that opens multiple doors to success for those students who may not otherwise have the opportunity. There are hundreds of young women who have great potential to be the change that this world so desperately needs right now. Imagine what those girls could do with the Mercy education behind them, with the Catholic values, the commitment to spreading Mercy's mission to the world, and the confidence that they would no doubt gain from a Mercy education. There is something magical and so unique that happens during your time at Mercy. You are surrounded by truly amazing faculty and staff who believe in you and encourage you to spread your wings and to reach for your dreams. At Mercy, you are known, you are challenged, and you are transformed. And as a result, you graduate the best, most confident version of yourself, ready to take on the world. I will forever be grateful for my Mercy education. It transformed my life in more ways than I could ever explain. And I feel blessed to be able to share that gift with so many Mercy students today. I have come to realize that life is all about giving and receiving. Sometimes we need to be humble and receive help. And other times, we are blessed to be in a position to give and to be the change makers and the guardian angels that others are silently praying for. Tonight, we collectively have the opportunity to give and to change the world through every young woman that enters the world a graduate of Mercy High School. I invite you to join me in giving tonight to ensure as many young women have the gift of a Mercy education and the multiple opportunities that will arise as a result. This year, we awarded $2 million in tuition assistance. As our families continue to be impacted by the pandemic, this need has only increased. Your generosity tonight will make an immediate impact, not just on Mercy, but in the lives and futures of young women. Our hope is that we can surpass our $300,000 goal. This would help us tremendously in assisting our families for this upcoming school year. Let's give with our hearts and let's give intentionally at a level that is meaningful for you and your family. You may make your gift directly on Mercy's website, which is listed on the screen. As Vashti said, there are doors open and there are doors closed for young women in this current world in which we live. Let's join together in opening the doors of Mercy widely to all those young girls who want a Mercy education. And let's watch as they graduate and crash through the glass ceilings in the years to come, opening up more doors for us and for future Mercy students in a way that only a Mercy girl could do. Thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for giving from the heart and for letting your love for Mercy shine on through our future generations of Mercy students. Thank you.
I hope that you've been inspired by the students, our alumni, and the leadership of Mercy High School you've met tonight. And for those of you who are able to donate to Making a Difference, I hope you can do so generously. Many thanks to Gary Cruz from Amaze Studios for producing this event. Gary is the husband of Beverly Cruz from the class of 1992, who is a member of our advancement team. Thanks also to the Mercy advancement team for all of their planning and extraordinary work behind the scenes. the Making a Difference Honorary and Steering Committees, Mercy High's Board of Directors, and especially our speakers, Carolina Gutierrez Rodriguez, Caroline Callaghy, Asupa Mila, Jenna Canacosa, and Vashti Sinigayan. A special thank you to our chorale for the beautiful alma mater, and to Kaylee Sao and Natalie Huang for creating our opening video. We're deeply indebted to the four Sisters of Mercy who are honored tonight: Sister Marguerite Buchanan, Sister Janet Rosano, Sister Amy Bailey, and Sister Roseanne Frere. Their legacy of leadership during the challenging times during their administrations continues to inspire the Mercy High School community today. Thank you to Mercy's faculty and staff who have tirelessly continued to teach, inspire, and encourage young women from a distance. Let us continue to pray for the victims of COVID-19, the workers who care for them, and those impacted by the consequences of the virus in their communities. God bless us all. Thank you for making a difference. Good night.
Please take this opportunity to donate now. We'd like to thank all who have already donated to the Making a Difference Scholarship benefit. If you have your phone, open the camera app and point it at the QR code on the screen, and it will take you to the webpage below. Thank you.